Greetings, Guardians of Dominion. Zeus here with another enlightening video. Today, we're diving into the chilling power of the undead. With the arrival of the mysterious and deadly Lyria, the entire undead synergy has shifted, and in this video, we're going to uncover how she transforms the battlefield, amplifies her allies, and unlocks new potential for Corvus, Morrigan, Keira, and Phobos. If you're building an undead team or thinking of trying one, this is the insight you've been waiting for. Let's get into it. With the latest updates and the introduction of a new hero, we now have two additional undead characters in the game, Lyria and Keira. Keira becomes undead only after she revives through her ascension skill, which originally meant she didn't contribute to undead synergies at the start of battle. But that has now changed. Thanks to the recent update, Keira is now considered undead from the very beginning, allowing her to fully support and benefit from undead synergy right away. To break down how this affects team dynamics, let's analyze a currently popular undead composition, Corvus, Morrigan, Lyria, and Keira, with Sebastian filling the fifth slot, even though he's not undead himself. Let's start with Corvus. His first key ability, Strike of the Damned, deals 82,243 damage to the enemy front line and temporarily reduces all types of defenses, armor, magic defense, and dodge. What makes this skill even more interesting is that both the damage and defense reduction scale by 10% for each undead ally on the team. The base defense reduction is 10,174. If Corvus is joined by 3 undead allies, that number increases to roughly 13,226. With 4 undead heroes, including Phobos, it reaches around 14,243. Now, while that increase from 10k to 14k might not sound dramatic, it's still a solid debuff, especially for reducing dodge, which is one of the more difficult stats to counter. But things get even more interesting when we bring Morrigan into the picture. Her skill, Army of Graven, summons 3 undead skeletons to fight on the front lines. She can control up to 6 skeletons at once. And here's the twist, Corvus counts those skeletons as undead allies when casting Strike of the Damned. That means, when all 6 skeletons are on the field, Corvus may have up to 9 undead allies total, pushing the defense reduction up to around 19,330. Add Phobos as the 5th hero, and you're looking at 10 undead allies, which boosts the defense decrease to a massive 20,348. This strong debuff directly benefits Keira, thanks to her piercing pain skill. If the enemy's defense drops below Keira's armor penetration, her basic attacks deal bonus damage. Corvus softens the target, and Keira punishes them harder, perfect synergy. Corvus's second impactful skill, Unity of the Damned, increases the physical and magic attack of all undead allies for 10 seconds. The buff is significant, 19,000. This boosts Keira, Lyria, and Morrigan's skeletons with more physical power, while also empowering Morrigan and Phobos with extra magic attack. This stat boost directly increases their skill effectiveness, whether it's damage or healing. And finally, Corvus's artifact weapon provides a team-wide armor buff for 9 seconds, adding an extra layer of protection for everyone, not just the undead. Now let's move on to Morrigan, who plays a crucial support role in this undead team, not just by summoning skeletons, but through her powerful buffs and healing abilities. Her skill Bone Armor temporarily boosts the armor and magic defense of all undead allies while also healing them. At max stats, this skill provides 29,670 armor and magic defense and heals for 82,299. That's a significant defensive boost, more than half the strength of a standard artifact effect, but unlike artifacts, this buff applies to both types of defense, and it comes with a built-in heal. All 4 undead heroes, Corvus, Lyria, Keira, and Phobos, benefit from this skill. And here's where synergy kicks in again. When Corvus activates Unity of the Damned, boosting physical and magic attack, it enhances Morrigan's bone armor effectiveness, giving more defense and healing thanks to the increased magic attack. Next is Morrigan's Moonlight skill, a reactive ability that heals any undead ally whose health drops below 20%. It can trigger once every 8 seconds per ally and restores up to 157,668 health. This safety net works automatically and helps keep fragile heroes alive in clutch moments. Among all allies, Keira benefits the most from this. She tends to have lower durability and is often focused early in fights. Morrigan's healing gives Keira just enough sustain to survive bursts and continue dishing out damage. Finally, Morrigan's artifact weapon grants armor penetration to the entire team for 9 seconds. This bonus directly benefits Corvus, Lyria, and Keira, enabling their physical attacks to punch through enemy defenses more effectively. It also synergizes with Keira's piercing pain skill, letting her capitalize even more on lowered enemy armor. Now let's talk about Lyria, one of the most impactful additions to the undead lineup. She brings 3 powerful skills that directly interact with other undead heroes and elevate the team's overall performance. Her signature skill, Soul Reaper, is both deadly and scaling. Lyria collects a soul every time someone dies on the battlefield. This includes enemy heroes, allied heroes, and importantly, Morrigan's skeletons. When activated, she opens a portal to the realm of the dead, unleashing a swarm of vengeful spirits. The portal always releases at least 3 spirits, each delivering 1 strike to the enemy with the lowest health. She can unleash up to 7 additional strikes, depending on how many souls she has collected. Each extra hit consumes 1 soul. That means Morrigan's army of Graven directly boosts Lyria's Soul Reaper, making her even more deadly as skeletons fall and get replaced. Next is Bonds of Alliance. Lyria binds herself to the ally with the highest physical attack for 12 seconds, granting both of them vampirism, and a physical attack bonus, if the bonded ally is also undead. The vampirism restores health based on damage dealt, and the attack bonus is a flat 10,000 physical attack. In an undead team, this bond typically links her with Keira, giving both of them a strong offensive and healing boost. And when combined with Corvus's Unity of the Damned, which also increases physical attack, Keira receives a substantial spike in damage output, enough to tip the scales in tough fights. Her passive skill, Shackles of Doom, adds another layer of support. Lyria radiates an aura that reduces the dodge stat of all nearby enemies and causes them to take additional physical damage from attacks. The dodge reduction is significant, 20,478, and the bonus damage adds up over time. Even more importantly, the size of this aura increases with every undead ally present on the battlefield. And yes, Morrigan's summoned skeletons do count, expanding the reach of Lyria's aura and amplifying her team's pressure on dodge-based enemies like Dante and Aurora. Finally, Lyria's artifact weapon grants armor penetration to the entire team for 9 seconds, just like Morrigan's artifact. This stat boost benefits Corvus, Lyria, and Keira, making it easier for their physical attacks to cut through enemy defenses. And once again, this synergizes beautifully with Keira's piercing pain, further punishing enemies whose armor has already been lowered by Corvus's Strike of the Damned. Now let's talk about Keira, a hero who gains a tremendous amount of value from being part of the undead team. With the help of Lyria, Corvus, and Morrigan, Keira becomes far more dangerous than she ever was on her own. She benefits in multiple ways. Corvus lowers enemy defenses, and increases her physical attack. Morrigan supports her with targeted healing and extra survivability. Lyria gives her vampirism and another physical attack boost through Bonds of Alliance. When these bonuses stack, Keira's damage output becomes truly threatening. And while her own skills are mostly self-focused and don't enhance the undead team directly, her presence as an undead hero still strengthens Corvus's Reich of the Damned, pushing both the damage and the defense reduction higher. It's also worth noting that Keira's artifact boosts physical attack for the entire team for 9 seconds. From this, both Corvus and Lyria benefit significantly, making the artifact synergy even more meaningful. Now moving on to Phobos. He doesn't bring direct synergy to the undead team in terms of buffing allies, but his utility still has value. His skill Trembling Hands temporarily reduces the physical attack of all enemies while also dealing damage. This is especially useful when facing a Dante tank or other heavy-hitting physical attackers. However, against standard tanks or magic-based teams, the impact is far less noticeable. His other skill, Dark Deal, heals the ally with the lowest health. It's a nice sustain mechanic, but again, it's not tied specifically to the undead synergy. What Phobos does offer is his undead status, and that alone boosts Corvus's passive and expands Lyria's aura, just by being on the team. That said, in my own battles, I often prefer to swap Phobos out for heroes like Sebastian or Nebula, who can increase the overall damage output of the team more reliably. Phobos brings utility, but if you're aiming for raw power, there may be better fits depending on the matchup. And there you have it, Guardians of Dominion, a full breakdown of how Lyria's arrival has redefined undead synergy in Hero Wars. We've seen how Corvus becomes more destructive with every undead ally and summoned skeleton. How Morrigan not only sustains the team but supercharges both Lyria and Keira. How Lyria brings vampirism, defense debuffs, and bonus damage to the battlefield. And how Keira, with all this support behind her, rises to become a deadly frontliner in this chilling team. Even Phobos, while situational, still contributes to the synergy by expanding Corvus's and Lyria's passive effects. If you're building or updating your undead team, now is the perfect time to try these combinations and see the results for yourself. Let me know in the comments, who would you run as your 5th hero in this team? Would you stick with Phobos, or go with Sebastian, Nebula, or maybe even someone else? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a tactical deep dive or new event breakdown. There's always more to explore, and I'll be right here helping you stay ahead of the meta. Until next time, stay sharp, stay undead, and as always, salute and friendship.